Hello and welcome back. In this video we're going to be changing the timing belt on the 1.5 dCI on Nissan Qashqai. So I will be showing you how this is done without the lock tools, and it isn't really a difficult job as you might think. So let's get started. We will be removing the engine mount. So in order to do this, we need to remove the fuel filter. So remove the outer cover on the fuel filter. Then it's just a case of removing the multi-plug and then the fuel lines. These just squeeze together quite tight, and then it will just pull off. There are a few clips holding the wiring and the pipework. These just need unclipping, and then the fuel lines can be moved out of the way, and then the fuel filter will just lift away. And now you will be able to see the bolts for the engine mounting. And now we need to start on the underside. So start by removing the road wheel. Make sure you safely jack and support the car. You will notice there is an under tray. We need to remove this. There's a few clips around the back of the under tray, and then there are about 5-10 milli bolts at the front. These clips can be very brittle, so just be careful. If you just pry the center out, and then it will just drop out and down. Next up is the inner wheel arch liner. We need to move this to the side. So just start at the bottom. There's a few clips and a few Phillips screws. I find if you just remove the clips on the right hand side, you will be able to move the wheel arch liner just past the hub, and you will now be able to see we have access to the engine. Using a 16mm spanner, we can release the tension on the auxiliary belt here, and then with an 18mm socket and an impact gun, remove the bottom pulley bolt. You can see that this pulley is keyed so it cannot move, unlike some other engines where this is free floating. Now I use a Tipex pen and mark the pulley, the belt and the back plate, so we've got a reference to exactly where the timing belt will fit. We will duplicate these marks on the new belt. This will ensure that the belt is fitted exactly the same as the old belt. And while we're here, there's just a couple of clips on either side of the bottom cover. These just unclip by hand. You may need to just get a screwdriver in if it's a little bit tight. Here's the other one on the other side. Now you will need to support the engine. I prefer using an axle stand. You may prefer using a jack, depending whether you're using a ramp or not. And with this in place, we can just unbolt the engine mounting and remove, and then we will have full access to the upper timing cover. As before, a couple of plastic clips, one on either side, and then a plastic torque 30 at the front. Just unscrew this by hand and then it will pop out, and then it will just lift away to reveal the timing belt. Don't miss this one at the bottom like I did. Bottom cover lifts up. To complete the access to the timing belt, you will need to remove the inner engine mounting. This is just held by 5-10 milli bolts. After the mount is moved, we will need to mark the timing belt on the top like we did on the crankshaft pulley. So mark the camshaft and the injection pump. Don't forget to mark the belt, the pulley and a reference on the back plate. With that done, we just need to release the tensioner, and then the belt will easily remove. Just be aware that the camshaft might move slightly. You may have just seen it happen while I loosen this. And that's the belt off. It's always recommended to change the water pump at the same time. So here's the water pump, and to access it we will need to remove the back plate. There are 3 bolts retaining this and holding it on. Once these bolts are removed, the back plate will just lift away, giving you full access to the water pump and the water pump fastenings. Before removing the water pump, I would recommend draining down the coolant system and preferably putting a bucket or something underneath the water pump to catch any antifreeze. With the water pump removed, you will notice that the gasket remains on the engine block and it is attached at the bottom. Simply work it up and down and this will break off, and then you will be able to clean any excess of the engine block with a suitable abrasives. And now you will be ready for the rebuild. So let's start by getting the water pump back on. Ensure that the gasket is fitted correctly, and then we can get the back plate back on. Fit the tensioner, but don't tighten the bolt all the way up just yet. Duplicate the marks onto the new timing belt so it is exactly the same as what you removed, and then start fitting the new belt from the crankshaft up the left hand side right round to the right hand side onto the water pump last. You may need to move the cam pulley slightly, so just get a spanner ready so that you can get this in the correct place when the belt goes on. Then you're ready to tension the belt. Follow the indicator on the front of the tensioner and turn it until the pointer is in the correct place, then tighten the remaining bolt. We now need to check that the timing is correct, so turn the engine 2 full revolutions until the mark on the back plate and the pulley meet. These should all be in the same place as before, and then double check the tension on the tensioner. And as you can see, everything matches and is spot on, so we can proceed to rebuild the engine. So the marks are all good and the tension's good. All that's left to do is rebuild. So this video has been done without the lock kit. I will try and follow up later on another time with the correct locking kit. So watch out and don't forget to like and subscribe. What's your preference, using a lock kit or doing it this way? Why don't you let me know in the comment below. Covers on, engine mount on, and we're ready to start. And once it's all built up, it will run as it did before. If you have any questions, please pop a comment below and I'll do my very best to try and help you. All that's left for me to do now is thanks for watching. This has been How to Fix It, and why not check out some of these other great Nissan Qashqai videos coming up now, and we'll see you over there in a click.